This way. Everything is nonsense. Good night, Dark. Hi. Did you successfully level up Mel and Medusa? Well done. Uh-oh, Mel's having thoughts. We're all doomed. Everything does change everything. Is there something I can do for you, friend? Good day to you, Moshima. This is my associate, Archon. We're here to collect the produce I purchased. Eh? Loaded your lackey up with the goods not long ago. My lackey? I know of no such person. Mr. Lad? Short blue hair? No? Said he'd come on your behalf, and since he seemed to know all the details, I just assumed. Confound it. Someone must have been eavesdropping on our conversation. If this charlatan was here not long ago, he cannot have gone far. We should split up and search the area. You find a vantage point on the south side of town, and I shall take the rest. I mean, a butterfly flapping its wings in Africa can cause a hurricane in Hawaii, so why can't your farts do the same? Come on, that was a good application of the butterfly effect. Physics, the appropriate response to... Mel is gonna fuck you up now. And she has a hammer. And a sword. Is this you? Are you the blue mistel? Is it? Is it you? Angie Link, you've located your quarry. Mel, showing how far you can hit someone with a hammer is not physics. Archon, any sign of him? Give a keen eye. Let us move in before he makes good his escape. The correct response to any discussion of physics is, what? Though that may have heavily been because the only time my high school offered physics was first period, and I was not about that.
There you are. The thief who claims the harvest on my behalf. Hand it over. Oh. Forgive me.
I have to get into the city. I have no family and all my friends have already been chosen.
Chemistry is more interesting. There's more fire and explosions and fire and fire and fire and pretty colors. And fire.
No one here gives a damn about me. When the meal gets handed out, I'm lucky if I get a smell of it. No matter what I do, they won't call out my name. I'm so tired, I'm so bloody hungry.
Math is fine as long as it stays rational. Okay, you can talk again.
Maybe I could steal your idea. Get in that way.
Like most things, I start disliking math when it gets irrational.
What is your name?
Kai Shear.
Tell me then, Kai Shear. Must it be Yulmore or nothing? What of the Christerium? They may not offer charity, but you would be fairly compensated for any work you did.
Probably is fun, aside from how bad most people are at it.
No, it has to be Yulmore. That's where all my friends are. We made a promise that we'd live together in paradise.
Air traffic control, where the probability of one plane hitting another better be zero.
Listen carefully, and I shall tell you my plans for the business, and how best to arouse the Yulmoran's interest.
You'll give me your place? Just like that?
I'm giving you a chance, nothing more. What comes of it is entirely up to you.
I understand. Oh, thank you, thank you!
I love my little blue freckles.
This was but one path. There will be others. But for young Kai Shear, it was the difference between life and death. I do not regret my decision, yet I will admit that a part of me wonders if it was for the best.
Why wouldn't it be for the best? Is something wrong with Yulmore?
We strive to bring swift salvation to this world, that countless lives might be saved, not least your own. Even if it came at the cost of one man, should I have forged on regardless?
Probably.
Indeed. We will find another way, I promise you. Shall we return to Wright then?
Gonna be a real problem for the story if I can't get into Yulmore.
Is that? I can't be sure, but I think someone's in trouble.
I mean, I exist. Someone's always in trouble.
Come on. They may need our help.
Hehehe. I love this. This stupid little mount. Absolutely worth lurking in some streams for a bit. Boop, 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 boop. How did I see all the way over here? What the hell is what? You got a problem with people being in air traffic control, or are you talking about the mount? It's called a... Chocorpacor. It's got a little dewdrop on its head. How do I... Oops. It's probably something out of Dawn Trail. Look, its little dewdrop bounces. It's a plant. It's got a plant growing out of its head. Back to your regularly scheduled programming. I mean, I'd imagine most jobs that require high levels of skill, minimal region for fuck up, and therefore high stress, and don't exactly pay the best, are in need. It should take care of the worst of his injuries. Mercy, I beg you. Breathe easy, sir. No harm will come to you here. The poor man is shivering. Pray keep an eye on him while I get a fire going. Thought for certain I was dead. How am I ever to repay this kindness? Well, settle for the tale beyond your current predicament. Why don't you begin by telling us your name? Crystal. I was invited into Yulmore to work as an artist. A wealthy couple took me in to paint pictures for them, but one of my style proved contrary to their taste. They just as quickly turfed me out onto the street. I was left penniless and patronless. Grave sin in Lord Vothry's city. I mean, the last little bit is the hardest? Makes sense. 7 days they had brought me before the man himself. He asked me what I meant to do. Dejected as I was, I told him that I wished to leave. Little did I know how soon he would grant me my wish. They flung me over the balustrade into the goddamn ocean. Up there? Were you not dashed to pieces? Don't ask me. Luck, I suppose. Though if you hadn't found me when you did, it wouldn't have counted for much. Yeah, those were loud and also sounded like they turned right in front of us. Monstrous. And citizens condone such barbaric punishment? No, without a second thought. When Lord Vathry passes judgment, no one so much as blinks, let alone argues. In Yulmore, his word is law. The more I hear about Yulmore, the more determined I am to see what waits within its walls. I shall bend all my thoughts towards securing another way into the city. There must be something we can do. First, we should convey Trystal to the shelter of the village. Fire or no fire, he needs to be out of this chilly coastal air. Way into the city? I don't know. I have an idea, but it seems silly. But, someone might be in need of an artist? That's a lot better than, like, being a lawyer where you're on your bloody own for that, like, 6 months between graduation and already being and actually getting admitted. So not only do you have to pay $1,000 for the bar exam and like $1,500 for a decent study program, you get to earn nothing for 6 months. After being in school for 3 years. Yeah. I accept my deepest gratitude. I owe you both my life. And, if you'll permit me, I would assist you in your attempt to enter Eulmore. So far as I'm able, at any rate. To be frank, the thought of sending my saviors into that awful place makes me sick to the stomach. But since it's plain you've set your minds on it, you should take this. It's my favorite paintbrush. Eulmore and Elite are never satisfied until they get exactly what they want. And if I'm not mistaken, the couple I mentioned will be looking for someone to replace me. If you make a show of owning such a well-used brush, you may be able to convince people you have a talent for painting. Also, Alfino actually is a pretty good artist. We learned that in Stormblood. Maybe earlier than that? Certain. This is your livelihood. Cannot deprive you of such a treasured possession. Give it gladly after all you've done for me. Besides, I don't think I have the heart to paint anymore. As to what I'll do instead, I honestly haven't decided. But I shan't stay long in this place, and with that city brooding over me. No, I'll move on to new lands and a new profession. I'll keep you in my prayers from now until my dying day. It seems very like it would probably be very high stress. You are literally holding people's lives in your hand. Oh, lovely. Gotta love, just, like to stay awake a lot. I say kindness is its own reward, but Tristel has prepared us with a gift as timely as it was unexpected. We will, however, need to act upon this advice before another painter steps in to fill the vacancy. Thankfully, I do have some modest skill with a brush. Nothing approaching that of a true artist, of course, but enough to play the role, I would hope. As for you... Well, if you don't mind taking a subordinate role, mayhap you could pose as my assistant. And it is settled. All we need to do now is return to Gate Town and await the next appearance of those vile jesters. Yeah, that was my thought. Concentrate. Excuse me, but you're the Lady Alphino I was traveling with, aren't you? I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch your name. Oh, Archon, how lovely to meet you. My name is Euless, and I'm the acting village mayor. was hoping someone of your talents would pass through right before long. Thing is, I need to visit someone up at Stonegazer, but I'm afraid to walk the path alone. Do you think you could provide an escort? My thanks. I just couldn't bring myself to ask one of the villagers. You see, there was an incident a while back where a veteran band of hunters was badly mauled. Simply mentioning that it's unsafe to wander outside the village these days would be enough to bring back memories of that grisly scene, which is why it's been so difficult to even bring up the subject. But such has not changed the fact that the roads are indeed dangerous. Pray meet me on the path to the north and be prepared to fend off wildlife. Yeah, be with you in just a second. I just got 4 more quests to grab. What's this one? Were you? Forgive me, it's not often we see travelers and right with how dangerous it is hereabouts. Even worry for my husband taking the road down to the shipyard. He's as strong as a Talos. Has been gone a good while though, if you're headed that way. Could you please let him know his wife is expecting him at home? Yeah, I don't think Equate is American. I forget where, but not American. I'm sorry, miss. Please tell me you're a warrior of some kind. See, there's a gang of bandits who have moved into this area. They used to be residents of Yulmore, but were exiled from stealing from sea citizens. Now they've been taken to stealing from us instead. And anyone who tries to stand up to them gets a good beating for their trouble. Folks say they're former soldiers. Seeing those bastards fight, I'm inclined to believe them. We're just farmers here. We need someone who can stand up to them. Someone who knows their way around a weapon. Could you be that person for us? Teach them a lesson then? I've already hatched a plan to track down their camp. Poked a hole in a harvest sack and left it as bait. The trail of grain now. Leading away from the village to the east, so you might want to start your search there. Drug tests are only useful if the people doing the testing don't let slip that they're about to do the testing. Excuse me, miss. You seem the well-traveled sort. Would you be willing to accompany me to the Clave in return for a reward? There's a bit of a problem, see. We took turns manning the watchtowers hereabouts, but the last few folk have been driven away from the lighthouse post by sudden and terrible headaches. Every single one of them remembers hearing some sort of screeching wail. I don't know if they're dealing with a sea witch or a roaming banshee, but they all agree the sound isn't awful enough to chill your blood. Fortunate for me, then, that I have you to back me up. Pray follow me to the Clave, and we can solve this mystery together. Excuse me, miss, but you're a fellow visitor here, yes? I wonder if you would be willing to perform for me a trifling service. Serve a particular man of family of the Yulmoran elite, that is the best of my patron, a man with discerning taste for fine drink, that I have ventured to the famous breweries of Wright. Oh, do you not partake yourself? Otherwise you would surely be aware of Wright's incomparable ale, its glowing reputation amongst the privileged of Yulmore. In recent years, however, it seems distribution of this golden liquid has ground to a halt, and thus have I been sent to make a purchase directly from the source. Simple task, you might think. except the people of Wright are not overly receptive of visitors from Yulmore. Downright dismissive, in fact. Do you understand my dilemma? I need you to speak to the villagers and procure a supply of ale in my stead, service for which you will be paid most handsomely. Sounds like work, but... You want me to buy some Wright ale? Oh no, he was indeed famous for ale once, but that age is long past. Any barley we grows these days is bound for the oven or the cooking pot. Is not to be spared for brewing beers and the like. You put that young back to work bringing in the harvest though, and I might be convinced to part with the bottle for my private stock. What do you want, Moa? Hear a ghost story? Of course you do. The old pig farm over yonder once belonged to a family known as the Greeleys. It was around 10 winters ago now that their entire sty was butchered by a pack of wild animals. The farm never recovered. Family scattered to the winds. Greeley's daughter and her betrothed sought refuge here in Wright, but misfortune scrap would not surrender them so easily. The lad was slain by a Tikeo sign last year when the Eater attacked our village. And lass, mad with grief, threw herself from the bridge that bears her family's name. Drowned right there in the river. Ever since, folk have avoided that spot, convinced that Greeley Bridge is haunted by the girl's anguished spirit. You think the tale a tall one? Go to the bridge yourself, then, and call it her name. Ismella. Yeah, I'll get right on that. I just got like 20 quests to do, apparently.